uh, was Charlie Cohen.
Yeah.
Before he died. And, Charlie, I bought a couple different cars from him and a couple from Foster because they were always the cars that, if they outran me real bad, I was going to try to buy the car. I mean, that's just the way it was. And so, anyway, but Charlie finally told me to drive the race car. He said, I'd say, man, San Antonio, this. He said, Bob, it's a circle. You go around it, you turn left, drive the race car. Well, then was going off to Phoenix. And I said, Charlie, I'm a little worried about Phoenix and everything. He said, Bob, it's a circle. It's a little bit longer. You go a little bit faster, but the track's longer. Drive the race car. So we got up to Phoenix, and Bobby Allison was there, and we ran the Copper World Classic. And I knew Bobby from some races and stuff, but so I was talking to Bobby, and we ended up qualifying right side by side, 12th and 13th. And there was 150 cars there, the stock car products cars and all of them. So, and JD was there. Matter of fact, it's either that race or the next one at Phoenix. JD won it.
Wow.
But yeah, we all of us short track West Texas racers are going up there running that 1 mile, and I loved it. Yeah, there's a picture of Charlie Cohen right there. And that's, he was my pal. Him and I did a lot of stuff together. But yeah, we went up there, and Charlie went with me, and we qualified 12th, and we ended up running 7th on that very first time at Phoenix on the 1 mile. And that, we were just tickled to death. Crocker, my crew chief and best pal, and the guy that got me going and built all the motors, he said, I'm going to Dallas. I got a girlfriend I'm going to go see because there ain't no way you're even going to qualify for that race. And so we called him on Saturday night after qualifying, and we told him that, we qualified 12th up here at this race that you said we couldn't even make the field. He said, what? I said, yeah. He said, I'll be on the plane in the morning. Of course, he come in Sunday morning. He's going to take over everything now. So,
Of course,
we're up there. But and Foster had a new car because I bought his old one from him, and he didn't do that well that weekend. But he's the one that talked me into going. Yeah. And old Jess Armcorn says, you don't drive into one that deep your first time at Phoenix Bowling. I said, well, it's stuck. Why not?
That's it. That's right.
So, but yeah, we had a ball at Phoenix, and we got to race with a lot of good people and a lot of guys that have really gone some places. One deal too, Rusty Wallace came to College Station one time when we were racing the Texas Racing Champions.
Yeah.
And we'd run down that straightaway there at Texas World Speedway, 180, 90 miles an hour, and fall off into that 2-lane flat road course. And Rusty Wallace come down and run with us, and he went and loaded his car up and said, you guys are stupid. But anyway, it was a lot of fun.
Ah, good times. Good times.
So, Bob, you stole my thunder about Texas World and the Race of Champions up there. Now, you don't have to tell us about the racing. I've just wondered if the statute of limitations has expired on some of the extracurricular stories and parties that you guys had back in the day. Because some of the legends won't elaborate. They'll just kind of hint at it. But you guys put on a hell of a race, but you guys had a hell of a lot of fun up in the fountains at the hotels and the pools and all that up at the Race of Champions, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
The wet t-shirt contest, my man.
Yeah, they had one deal. I'll just tell you a quick one here. They had one deal to where our hauler truck was parked in the middle, right out in front of the Thirsty Turtle or something in the highway, and they couldn't find a parking place for everybody to get in. They just parked it and turned the flashers on, went inside. And of course, I think cops hauled all the crew back to the motel, and they broke the doors down. They had to buy the doors, and it was crazy. And but before that happened, we always had the wet t-shirt contest. And I remember this one particular year, Leroy Farmer's girlfriend won it.
Oh, I remember.
But they got me to get up there, and of course, this was probably a case of beer later.
That's right.
They got me to be a judge on the wet t-shirt contest. And you talking about, oh man, that was crazy. I ended up with all of them, but it was a hoot. We did a lot of crazy stuff. I remember, y'all know Ron Chambers. I remember Ron Chambers was out there, and this one big old guy was picking on him, and Ron had a few to drink. Ron was just walking around and kicking sand on him and laughing. And this guy was trying to get on him to kill him, but got him. But I mean, that just stuff went on all the time. Putting tacos in guys' cars, and stuff like that, or a fish sandwich, stick it up behind a panel and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We did that stuff all the time.
Bob, isn't that crazy to what Bobby's talking about right there? I mean, you guys, that's the thing. I mean, the speeds that you guys ran out there, and then when they brought the super stocks, it was like hell. They were not as fast as you guys, but that was a death trap back then. I mean, because it was like right off of turn one. I mean, talk about that transition. I mean, because I always said we've had guys on the show, Bob, where it's like you hold it wide open all the way down the straightaway and you leave it open until you flatten the damn thing out. Then you lit up. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Well, what I found, and we could pass a lot of cars going off into that. Me and Jerry Shiles one weekend went down there and we both got caught with something they didn't like on the car. So they put us in the back of the heat race, the very back. Well, they divided the field and we always ran like 40 cars.
Oh, yeah.
And they put us in the back of 20 cars because they split them up in 2 heat races. When we went into one, Jerry Shiles and I were running first and second side by side, starting in the back. He went to the apron, I went to the wall, and we never lifted till we got in the road course. And going in like he did,